The disciples had been with Jesus for over a year. They had seen him heal the blind, raise the dead, walk on water, and they never once asked him how to do any of those things. But one day, they watched him pray, and they said, "Teach us that." Luke 11:1. One of the most quietly devastating setups in the New Testament. And what they were actually asking, nobody ever unpacks. The disciples had been with Jesus constantly, watching him. They watched him multiply bread. They didn't ask, "Teach us that." They watched him command storms. They didn't ask, "Teach us that." They watched him cast out demons with a word. They didn't ask, "Teach us that." But one day, one of them watched Jesus come back from prayer. And whatever they saw in his face when he returned, whatever he looked like after time alone with the Father, was different from anything else they had witnessed. And they said, "Lord, teach us to pray, not teach us to preach, not teach us to heal, not teach us to do miracles, teach us to pray." Because they had watched the miracles, and they were impressed, but they watched him pray, and they were undone. Now here's what gets missed in this story. John the Baptist had apparently taught his disciples a specific prayer practice. These men knew that. So when they said, "As John also taught his disciples," they weren't asking for a formula. They were asking for access to whatever relationship produced what they had just witnessed on Jesus' face. The Lord's Prayer is not a ritual. It is a doorway to the same intimacy Jesus had with the Father. Every line of it, "Our Father, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come," is not a checklist. It is a son speaking to a father. And Jesus gave it to people who had spent a year watching him do the impossible, and who finally understood that everything impossible came from this. Prayer wasn't Jesus' warm-up act before the miracle. Prayer was the miracle. Whatever you're asking God for, start where he started.